How did it feel to just go ahead and finally get on the court and
Oh,
play?
man. With all the fun stuff that's been going on the last couple of weeks, just for that to finally come to an end and us get an opportunity to get on the court with the players. My staff has done a great job this last week. All the players, most players were here. They've been getting great workouts in. I could pop in and out. It's hard as the coach when you're away doing other things that you're missing out on that, but they did a great job. So shout out to my coaches. But it was just great to get in the gym today with all of them.
What did you learn in your first year on the job that forms now how you approach training camp in year two, maybe a little differently?
Yeah. Well, year one, we had to set a standard. And I got a bad reputation for being too hard in training camp, and that's okay. I'll take it. But we weren't there anymore. We have a baseline now. We were ready to go. We were able to get started kind of right where we left off, just get the new ones in there, and just to kind of know what we were doing. But the vets have done a great job this whole week teaching them what we had established last year. So yeah, it's that piece of it. But also I grew. I grew because I was able to learn my coaches, learn their strengths, learn what they were passionate about, and I was able to give them more of a responsibility in that area, which has really helped me out a lot.
Coach, what's your first impressions of Caitlin? What you've seen her, pretty impressive what we saw.
Yeah, I mean, she's impressive. I've been watching her for the last couple of years now. Her ability to space the floor for us is incredible. I mean, she's going to free up. And you're not going to be able to double team us. I mean, we're going to have 5 players out on that court that can shoot it. But her passing ability, I mean, you saw some of the passes. Like, I'm more mad at how many missed layups that we had, and it was off a couple of her passes that I think we're just not used to having someone who can make some of those passes. So for me, it's her passing. I'm just enamored at times. I have to turn around because I'm about to get really excited, and I can't do it in practice.
What's the prognosis on Kelsey? How long do you anticipate her being out?
Yeah, hopefully sooner than later. She has done the work from the moment that right before she was supposed to go to 3-on-3, she was getting work in and got an ankle injury. So we're just kind of she's working, and it's day to day. I mean, she was out there today. You guys saw her on the bike and getting shots up, but she's really getting there faster than we thought. So.
Coach, there's a lot of talk about how teams gel quickly when you add new additions. Can you feel that yet, or does it take this first full week of the preseason?
Yeah. So we play on Friday, right? So we're supposed to gel by Friday. But what we established last year, what I've come up and witnessed our veterans talking to our newbies about, and the rookies just getting them ready. I mean, we're way ahead of the game. So we've got a great start, but it's going to take time. I mean, we're a whole new team for Caitlin and Celeste and Lay. I mean, they're just trying to figure us out too. I think all of them had a really good day today. Celeste is a really good defender. I'm sure you guys picked up on that. She did a great job. She talks a lot. I hope that kind of feeds off on some of our other players because that's one thing that we don't do well. And she really stood out today. I actually talked with her about that, and she did exactly what I asked her to do.
Christie, what's been the message in terms of this being the new normal in terms of attention and the good and the bad that comes with that?
Yeah, I mean, we had a great team meeting last night. The eyes are on us, the microscope is on us, and that's what we've got to make sure that our team chemistry is where it needs to be, because everyone's coming at us. Not really. There's not a lot of people who want you to do well. So we've got to make sure that we stick together, and that was our message last night. The locker room feels good. The players, they understand accountability. We've got several leaders with good experience, a lot of experience now that are helping us move in that direction.
How important was just getting onto the court, with all the excitement over the last couple weeks to that of just kind of learning the gel and moving past the excitement and the expectations?
Yeah, I mean, our expectation is just to get better every single day. Every single day. We can't look forward to what's next. We've got to make sure that we're the hardest working practice team every day, whatever that is. We're not trying to jump past. We've set some goals, but it's day to day to be the best team that day.
You mentioned the spacing and the passing with Caitlin. Is there anything about her in the workouts and in day one of camp that you've learned about her that you maybe couldn't have learned before she actually got to Indy?
Yeah, it's tough. It's not tough, but when she's not here and you don't get to be around her, but all you get is the outside of what people are saying about her, you don't really know who someone is. She's funny. She's quiet. She just wants to fit in. She wants to win. She wants to win, whatever that looks like, whatever she needs to do for us to win. But for me, her strength stood out. when she first got here. She's got these real strong, these legs. I didn't realize the muscles in her legs. Like, she is a lot stronger than I imagine she would be.
Two free agents, 3 draft picks. Your roster's a little different. Does that change your approach from last year? It was very defensive focused, very transition focused. We saw some of that, or is it very similar to you and your style of coaching?
Yeah, no, I don't. I hate to even admit that we were focused on defense because we fell 11th last year, right? So that didn't sit well with me. We're going to be better defensively. We have to be better. My coaches gave me a stat. I think like in the 26, we had 26 close games last year, and we could not get stops late. We could not get stops late, and during that moment, we were like a defensive rating of 119. So we're giving up 119 points in a very small amount of time. We can't let that happen. But it was on the offensive end when we needed to score, we were able to do that, and we were like 5th. So, it's just going to be, Paul talked about it out there, like when it's crunch time, we've got to figure out, we were that new team last year. We're not that team anymore. We got to learn to get to the next level.
I know you mentioned that Caitlin wants to fit in. The reality is that she won't. So how do you, I guess, find that balance, or maybe just see her try to find that balance throughout this season when she wants to fit in, but she was brought in to be so different and be so dynamic?
Yeah, but I think that's what's so special about her, right? I mean, I think she wants to be both, and that's the kind of people that we put in our locker room. We talk about culture, and we talk about culture that drives the success. So what drives the culture? Like, it's the character of the people in the locker room, and then also the team chemistry. We put those people in that locker room that we're getting both of those, which is going to drive that culture, which is going to give us even more success.
Christie, Aaliyah has a year under her belt now. How has she grown, and just how's her role changed within this organization?
Yeah, she's our leader. Aaliyah Boston is, she's our staple. She's that low post player. She sees everything. I've challenged her. I've encouraged her. She's got to be more vocal. But she went to work. I don't know if you could tell, but her body looks amazing. She spent the off season as busy as she was doing what you guys do, and she was awesome at it, by the way. She was getting in the work, and but she understands, like, the leadership piece is the basketball is the given. The leadership piece is what I expect more out of her.
Erica was yelling at the crowd about playoff goals last night at the Pacers game. Have you said any for this year's team?
Like I said, we want to be the best practice team every single day. Our goal is the playoffs. We want to be where the Pacers are right now. I mean, it's exciting. The players were jacked being at the game the other night. I mean, that's where we want to be. But we can't skip steps. Like, we started last year with a plan. We've got to make sure we stick to that plan.
What do you think of the two-man game between Aaliyah and Caitlin? And particularly, we're going to talk about Caitlin's passing, but Aaliyah can pass too, and just that dynamic as well.
Yeah, some of the new stuff that we put in, we want Aaliyah to have the ball in her hands. We don't need her to just be a low post player. We want her to catch in that mid post, because if she's in that mid post, you can't really double, and if you do, she's such a good passer, she can find it. We're trying to get the balls to her and Liz at that high post area around the elbow, and then we've got such good shooters that have with that movement, that split action. So yeah, I mean, but she's also improved her 3-point shooting as well. So she has. I went to a workout in Boston and watched her, and I think she had 55 makes in like 2 minutes or 3 minutes or something like that from the corner, the right corner. I'll never forget it.
How do you see Erica's role kind of evolving with Caitlin coming in?
Yeah, E-Dub is the. She's just a constant. She's a vet. Like, she understands. All she wants to do is do whatever this team needs, whatever she needs to do for us to be successful. And I can't ask for anything. If I'm gonna tell her she's gonna come off the bench, she's gonna come off the bench. If I tell her I need her to do this, she's gonna do that. I mean, that's just who she is. She's just excited to be a part of something. But she's also, I mean, she went overseas and won a championship in Poland. Came back, worked on her game, improved her game. But like her voice and her leadership is just it just means so much to our entire team.
You mentioned the team meeting yesterday. What did you use to try to establish and set the tone for this season? What was that about for you?
Yeah, so we did an exercise last year where we poured into some dirty water. Kelsey Mitchell and I poured in together and got all that dirty water out. That was our clean slate. We kind of started with something similar, but we just had everyone pour into how they were going to help us build our chemistry. Because that, to me, is what's going to be the most important. Our locker room is the most important thing. As long as that's good, then what the result on the basketball court will be. So everybody gave their opinion and their idea of what a successful team that has a successful team chemistry looks like. And they poured into, this is what I see it is, and this is how I'm going to help make it.